Morning, guys. Hope you're well. Welcome to Thursday Live for Five. So today's all about a really famous speech about joining the dots by Steve Jobs. Something that's I can't, it's really impactful. I think it means different things to different people, but what Steve Jobs talks about is you can't join the dots looking forwards. So you can have a great plan. You can't see the future. Everything that happened to Steve Jobs, and he went through a lot. It was all learning, and it shaped his life. What he achieved in the end was all shaped by looking back and reflecting and making sure that you can't make your destiny by looking at it. You can only do it by looking back, and joining those dots up. And I think it got me thinking with regards to where I think I feel that is. And it'd be really interesting to see or hear your thoughts on it. But, life experiences over time make what you are, and I was thinking about, overnight, would I have ever run a business? Or, when I was 20, I'd take my hat off to any young entrepreneur. The ones that, you look at some of the young ones, really young, in their 20s, who are taking on responsibility, that are going out doing it. I can't help but thinking, well done, top banana. Because when I was 20, I was nowhere near that ready. Didn't even think about it. Didn't even know about it. But what has happened is when I'm entering nearly my 40s, I'm such more of a rounded person because of all the life experiences that have happened. And that's what it means to me, Steve Jobs' speech, is when you reflect on what you've done and how you've done it, that for me is the most, it's invaluable. When someone asked me the other day, I had a friend of mine that went for a job interview, and he said, "What do you think? My chances?" I said, "Mate, you're a shoo-in. How much experience you've got and what you've done in your life. If someone didn't want to take you on, there's something wrong. He's nearly 38, 39. He's my sort of age. What you've done and how you've inputted, that's all you've got to talk about is your experience and your life experience and your learnings through that. Because a 20-year-old lad or a 20-year-old lady will never be able to have that because that's what you've got over them. So as we grow older, I think that's what I feel is the best thing. You become a rounded person through really harsh experiences. I've got one that, really hits home to me, and it did earlier on. When I managed Tiger Portsmouth, very lucky to, loved it, really enjoyed it. But, I had to deal with some fatalities, or not ones that directly in the venue, but ones that were around in Portsmouth. And, it was a really hard time. It was a real tough time having to deal with those. But, and licensing and, all that comes with it. And I had some great partners with that. And, people like Jason Thorndercraft, Steve Richards, they managed that business really well, but they managed me really well and helped me through that. At the time, I was in a bit of a state. And I had a great senior management leadership team around me to get us through that. But it was, for me, it's part of life experience. It's joining the dots up. That is making me what I am today. And that's the question for you today, and that's the point today. What are those for you? What are those dots that you want to put? I haven't completed them yet. I know I haven't even got there yet. I'm just getting started. I haven't even started joining those dots up yet. But what I have done is I've got to this point and I'm learning and I'm enjoying learning and I'm loving it, And for me, that's what that crack on has come from. For me, it's just get on with it. Get cracking. Get on with everything. Crack on with life. So many different things happen within it and you've got to be ready for them. But crack on is definitely the way forward. So on that note, tomorrow I'm doing Nelson Mandela speech. One of these really, I think it was his 100th birthday yesterday, or would have been. So I think to celebrate that, we're going to end with Nelson Mandela. There's some other great speeches out there, but there was a couple that really hit home to me. I'll share them later. Have a great day. Have a great Thursday. Crack on.